Hi guys, let's wait a minute while everyone connects to us. While we are waiting, please subscribe to our YouTube channel below and click the bell icon not to miss new videos. Also, please write to the chat if you have any experience promoting sweepstakes and what kind of traffic you use. I hope this webinar will be good, even if you don't have any experience with sweepstakes, and even if you have experience, it will be really interesting for you, I think. We will tell you a lot of new interesting things about landing pages and creatives. So let's wait a couple of minutes and we will start. Also, please write in the chat if everything is okay and if you can see and hear as well. Please write it in the chat too. Also, during all our webinar, please ask the question in our chat, and after this, we will have Q&A session, and we will answer all your questions. Okay, let's start our webinar. My name is Daria Maichuk. I'm head of customer service at RichAds Advertising Network. I have at least 5 years of experience in affiliate marketing. I worked with all verticals and know how to help clients to achieve their goals. Today we are going to discuss a hot topic: how to promote sweepstakes offers. This webinar is a good option for newbies to start. Why? Most often sweeps are very easy to convert. It requires the user to insert some data, and that is all. Sweepstakes have a very high conversion rate, but the payouts are often low. Still, this is one of the best options to learn the basics of affiliate marketing. We are going to add a lot of useful information for experienced advertisers as well. That is why we have invited a great expert from Mobidea CPE network that provides sweepstakes offers for 10 years. Welcome, Francisco Guerreiro. Hello, Francisco. How are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Francisco, and I'm an account manager in Mobidea for almost 6 years now. And I've been in industry for this long, and I look forward to explore this sweepstakes vertical with you guys.
Thank you very much that you enjoy us today. Okay, what we are going to do in the next hour? Let's have a look at our schedule. First, we will discuss some main points that any newbie should know. Then we will talk about the features of launching sweeps at RichAds. Then Francisco will add some spices and talk about the best tips and hints, common mistakes, and landing page tips. In the end, we will show you how to set up push ads campaign for sweeps. After that, we will answer your questions during the Q&A session. Please type your questions in our chat and mark who you want to answer them. Have a note that after the webinar, you can watch it once again on YouTube. We will send you a link via email. What else you will get in that email? To the YouTube recording, we will add the presentation to the webinar and RichAds ebook about sweeps. Let's have a look at the ebook. Well, it is a perfect guide into the sweepstake world for beginners. After reading it, you will know everything about this vertical. We add all possible explanations about offers, GEOs, creatives, and so on. Also, we ask top experts about their experience. Use this book and the latest updates about the industry to make a profit. Once again, you will get it from the email that we will send you. Check your emails tomorrow. One more thing, watch the webinar until the very end to get the bonuses from RichAds and Mobidea. Let's start our journey to sweepstakes. Sweepstakes are one of the most interesting offers in affiliate marketing. Everyone, be it rich or poor, wants to get things for free. That is why sweepstakes were so popular 10 years ago and still popular today. What is exactly sweepstakes? These are giveaway prizes where the winners are chosen randomly. A person must enter their personal information. For example, it is name, email, or phone number to participate. It isn't complicated, but you need to know how to handle this vertical correctly. So let me start with a couple of words about RichAds. RichAds is an advertising network that provides different kinds of traffic for affiliates. Push and in-page push, calendar push ads, pops, and direct click ads. We have 5 billion ad impressions a day and give our affiliate a different tool for optimization. From the very beginning, RichAds advertising network was working with sweepstakes vertical, so we can say that we know how to deal with it. And RichAds have at least 3 ad formats that can be used for their promotion: ordinary push ads, pop-unders, and in-page push. Let's have a look into these ad formats more closely. Classic push ads are the most suitable ad format for sweepstakes. The thing is they look like the notification from the messenger, and user noticed them 100%. When we talk about push ads, we definitely have no buyer blindness. The one main thing that helps to promote sweeps is the ad format itself. It allows to speak to the person directly and use different angles that show really good results. This private communication works very well if you build it in a good way. We will talk about it a little bit later. Other push ads advantages for sweeps are: all offers are allowed to be launched. For example, on Facebook or Instagram, some kinds of offers are not allowed. Push ads have much lower costs. At RichAds, they can start from $0.003. Huge volumes of traffic, 5 billion daily impressions at RichAds, and not strict moderation here as well. This is a huge plus compared with Facebook or Instagram. Marketers have a lot of problems with creatives there. The best geos to launch sweeps on push ads from RichAds you can see on the slide. For example, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Philippines, and Germany. Don't worry, we will send you all this information in our email blast tomorrow. In-page push is a good option for sweeps too. The main difference between classic push ads and in-page push is that in-page push can reach iOS users. It is a great plus and a huge audience to promote offers to. The in-page push appears on the website page like a pop-up banner, but this banner looks like a notification. In-page push has the same advantages as ordinary push ads have, plus they're visible to iOS users as we have mentioned before. Here are the best geos to launch sweeps on in-push ads from RichAds. The number of top geos is more than twice as high for push ads. For example, Philippines, Senegal, Brazil, Libya, Algeria, Mexico, Egypt, South Africa, and Nigeria. Here at RichAds, we see that in-page push ads have great potential. When we compare the data about our in-page push traffic from October till December 2021 with the data from the 3 first months of 2022, we saw that in-page traffic has increased by 70% since the new year, and the number of connected campaigns increased by 80%. The conversion rate of top sources increased by 50%. And the last ad format for promoting sweepstakes, pop ads. Pop-up ads may irritate users, but they're cheap. They still have a high conversion rate and may show a high ROI. So find the ad network with a significant traffic volumes like RichAds and test it. Just remember that sweepstakes will not do well with direct linking. Use pre-landing pages for sweeps to succeed. Here are the best geos to launch sweeps on pops from RichAds. For example, Brazil, Thailand, Nigeria. So now you can choose the traffic type that you like the most and find the best geos for it at RichAds. The next question is what gift to choose. The most popular prize for many years was iPhone, but people don't believe in these ads anymore. You can try to promote cashback for iPhones or discounts for buying them, but not the phones themselves. So, if you are going to start with sweeps, choose other prices to promote. It can be money prizes, gift cards for popular brands, mobile phones except iPhones, cashback for iPhones, discounts, but not the phones themselves. AirPods, game consoles, Dyson products, sneakers, and so on. At RichAds, the best results show money prizes and gift cards for popular brands, but if you find a good offer, it may work too. The next point is about choosing an offer. Sweeps seem very easy to convert because users should leave their data and this is all. But everything is not as simple as it seems. On the slide, you can see different types of offers. Two of them, SOI and DOI, require to leave the data. But DOI is a harder one. The user should confirm the email. These two options are good for newbies. They are more or less simple. More experienced affiliates can choose credit card submit. Let's have a look at the example of an SOI offer. Despite its simplicity, it has some changeling moments. The first one is that the user should buy some products and type their check number before they can join. It can take some time and hamper conversions. The second thing is that the period between making a conversion may become very long, and you will wait for payout longer. This means that you need an extra sum of money to promote it. So this SOI offer doesn't seem to be an easy one to get conversion for newbies. So what should you do while checking the offer? Check the user flow before choosing it. If it requires additional steps, skip it. Check the number of forms that the user should fill in. Sometimes it may contain many questions, for example, more than 10. It isn't good for conversion. And remember that the size of the payout is not everything. The payout may be low, but the offer can convert really well. There are always a lot of sweepstakes offers available, but there is also a connection between offer type and the place where it converts better. If you're going to launch sweeps in Tier 1 and Tier 2 countries, choose SOI or DOI and credit card submits. For Tier 3 countries, choose career billing flows. When it comes to RichAds, we can see that gift cards work very well for Tier 1 and Tier 2 and Tier 3 countries, especially for Brazil, Poland, and India. I would like to discuss the next very important aspect of sweepstakes. I'm talking about creatives and landing pages. The first thing any marketer should know is that sweepstakes doesn't work with direct linking. To convert sweepstakes pre landing pages should be used. This is a crucial point for this vertical. If you're running push traffic, the user flow in the funnel is the following: add creative, landing page, and offer. The landing page is a scene that is used to warm up our audience, to make it feel that the game was started and they started to win. At first tries, they can fall. Don't find the present in the boxes, but this process still works very well. Usually, affiliates give the possibility to win on the third try. The example with the envelopes with money you can see on the screen. What kind of gamification elements can be used for sweeps? Good old spin win, you can see it on the screen, prize box or envelopes or anything else to open and find a prize. Here is a new idea for sweeps: to use scratching the picture for finding a prize. Well, you can find out some new elements that will work. You can look for them in mobile computer games. They can be adapted to the landing pages. You need to create something new, especially if you work with tier 1 countries where people have seen a lot of different lotteries. One more thing: trends that were used 2 years ago in tier 1 now can be used in tier 2 and tier 3 countries. This is how advertising trends work. What else can be used as gamification elements? Short survives with simple questions. Have a note that there is no need to show if the answer was correct or not. And it is a good idea to localize the questions and ask about very known facts in the country. Here is an example for India. Cricket is a very popular sport there, so they asked about cricket players. And it seems to be much more natural than if you ask about who created Facebook, for example. What else can be used as gamification elements? Showcase with prize choose. Landing pages with the possibility to choose a gift from 3 or 4 variants convert really well. You can show that one of the gifts is already given away. It will create imaginary hype and make the user continue. And the last about landing pages is a question what landing pages elements can increase conversion. You can see them on the slide, and there are the countdown, the reference to the number of available prices, the percent of answers, the review of the product or service. What else can be used? The number of prizes that have already been given, and the personal promo code for the user. Well, it seems that now you know everything about the landing pages. Keep in mind that affiliates often combine different landing pages. This is also a good option to try. What about creatives? Here are some ideas to make them more converting. Show a large prize or a lot of prizes, happy winners, gift card itself or with prizes. Also, a shop itself can be shown. One of the angles is to show a package that is waiting for the user. It is an old idea. Now it can be used for tier 3 countries, not in tier 1. A good option is to show what the user should do. For example, write on the main image that they may play scratch and win. This is a good idea to place some additional information on the main image of the push ad. You can also add information about the discounts for the product that they may win. And the last but not the least, ideas for icons. They are crucial when it comes to mobile push ads and in-page push. Have a look at the slide. Here are all the possible icons for launching sweeps. The best options are gift cards, new message icons or missed calls, gift boxes and celebrations. You can also test other options. Some tips for launching sweepstakes from RichAds. Ask our manager to prepare a pack of creatives for your sweeps offer. They will do it for free. RichAds can also prepare a whitelist of sources to start with. This means that you will start with the best traffic in their network. If you launch a multi-language country like India, for example, you can use 2 languages at one creative. For example, there are 2 state languages in India, Hindi and English, so you can use them both. How it can look. You duplicate the ad text and place them on the push ad. Mobile converts better than desktop traffic. Just for you to know, here at RichAds, 96% of push ads come from mobile devices. Use this information when you will set up your first campaign. Create 2 separate campaigns to test. In 80% of cases, mobile will work better, but there is still that 20%. Don't lose them. And newer Androids converts better than old ones. Choose versions from 7 to 11. Choose and Chrome browser is the king. Now, I'd like to ask Francisco to continue the speech about the industry overview. He will give you more specific view on offers and how to choose and promote them. And after his speech, I will show how to set up sweepstake push campaign to make a profit with RichAds. All technical issues will be covered there. Stay with us and type your questions in our chat and mark who you want to answer them. Francisco, it is your turn to speak.
Okay. Yes. So, hello everyone. My name is Francisco, like I said, and I will talk to you a bit about the industry, the best tips and hints, the common mistakes, and the landing tips that me as an account manager have as my perspective as an account manager. Now, first of all, what is Mobidea? Mobidea is a mobile CPA network. with offers in very different verticals. We have offers in mobile content, in dating. Sweepstakes, of course, is one of our top verticals, and we've been around the block for almost 10 years, actually 11 years soon, next month. And we offer weekly payments. We also have launched recently an invite-only network exclusive by Mobidea, which has a credit card specialization of offers, which includes sweepstakes, VOD, and e-com. So this is the network that I work with as an account manager. Now let's go back to the topic of the presentation, and let's talk about how the industry looks like in the sweepstakes vertical. The first thing I would say to you is that iPhones are very saturated. No one really believes this ad anymore because I'm sure that most of you have grown up since the beginning of the internet and you've seen those ads that says you've won an iPhone or you've won a phone or a smartphone. And those ads, because they have been so much repeated, have started losing flash against other types of prizes. So sweepstakes is very much one of the strongest industries and verticals in this field, but the contest prizes have started to diversify away from simple iPhones. So right now, at least it's what we see is that money prizes are doing much better. Talked about this earlier, and I can confirm it. Money is for sure, one of the top verticals in terms of prizes. But other prizes, which I will speak about later, also have been growing a lot in terms of results. Of course, I also say the same thing as Dasha said earlier, which is that mobile traffic is the majority of the traffic of this market. It was interesting because she spoke about the 80-20% rule, and this is something that I will also explore later, not just on the traffic, but also in other tips and benefits that you will see on this in this vertical. So non-cash prizes can be very effective, and depending on the tier of the countries, you will see different kinds of prizes. So yeah, it's important for you to diversify the type of testing that you are doing. It's very important that you split test different prices because the same traffic that you buy, let's say you buy traffic on RichAds, the same traffic can have very different performance with different prices. So even if the offers, let's say you are testing three different offers, they all ask for the same thing. They ask for an email from the user, and the traffic is exactly the same. But the price of the sweepstake of the contest is three very different things. The fact that the price is different can affect the performance of the offer, and you might see very different results based on this. So it's crucial that you split test different prices, even if the traffic is the same. And now the type of offers that have been working well for us. It was good that Dasha explained to you the four kinds of offers that exist. Because from those four kinds, we see two that are taking the lead in terms of results. The first one is double opt-in. Double opt-in is basically what happens when a user that submits his information, after the information is submitted, he has to confirm the information. So I'm sure that you guys have subscribed to a newsletter, for example, and then you received an email asking to confirm the subscription. And this is basically it. That's basically the second step. The reason why this has gained traction versus just one step is because you are being paid to give for the users to give their information to the advertiser, and the advertiser wants to make sure that he's paying for information that he can then monetize on his backend. So this double opt-in is a way for the user to confirm that he's a real person. Can be confirmed email, can be in other types of flows, can be confirmation of their personal information, etc. And then, of course, credit card submit offers have been gaining quite a bit of traction. This type of offer can do quite good results, but it requires a more specialized and pro type of work as an affiliate. So yeah, those are the two top verticals that we've seen gaining traction in this past year. Now, the types of ads that we see that I see as an account manager mostly comes from these four kinds of traffic, and push, of course, has been gaining traction. The two top traffic types is usually social media and push. Pop ads used to be really good in the past, I would say 2 or 3 years ago, but the quality has not been so good versus push. Push ads is relatively cheap when compared to the quality that it delivers, and you have far more targeting options, and it's a bit less strict as well. Of course, Facebook and other social media, for example, TikTok has been gaining some traction this year. This type of traffic sources are really good. Social media is, I would say, is the best in the market, but it has two major disadvantages compared to push ads. The first one is, of course, the restrictions. You cannot just promote anything you want in these networks, and it's very common for your accounts to get blocked or restricted. So you should be aware of this when trying to buy ads on Facebook. And of course, the price. The price for these ads on social media is relatively more expensive than push or pop. Of course, this means that the quality is also much higher. So, which ones, you might be asking, should I focus on? This will tie into the next some topics that I will speak later on, but basically, you should try to test as much as possible all of them. And the reason why is that if you do not test, you don't really know what works. And it's crucial for you to test as much as possible so that you can then find an angle or a funnel that actually works. You can then cut the rest and focus on what works. So it's crucial for you to understand these four types of traffic and focus on which one does best. Now, the top type of prizes that we see for the contests, for the sweepstakes, varies a bit by tier. In the past, like 4 years ago, so I joined the industry 6 years ago. Like 4 to 6 years ago, most of the sweepstakes was just iPhones, and just promoting an iPhone was enough. But this has changed, and now different verticals and different prices are gaining traction. So it's important for you to see what kind of price or what kind of content you have that can work best for you. What you've seen in terms of top prizes and top geos is that there is increasingly a split by tiers. So tier one, because of the COVID crisis and because of this stay at home, we have started to see two big verticals. One of them is gaming and electronics, so Xbox, PlayStations, TVs, things like this, iPads, devices like this have been gaining quite a lot of traction in terms of potential prizes for the user. This is so it's still electronics like iPhone, but the type of electronics is different. It's more gaming focused because people have been staying at home for almost 2 years, and a lot of them became gamers in the past 2 years. For example, I'm a gamer as well, and this has caused this vertical to escalate in volumes. And then, of course, now with the COVID crisis moving on and society opening up, people are starting to look for new activities outside. And this means that fitness, gym membership, this type of products or physical activity have been gaining quite a lot of traction. So, for example, we've had some offers in the past where the person, the winner of the contest, gains 1 year of free gym membership, for example. So this type of verticals has been gaining some traction. And of course, finally, money for tier one. But like I was saying, the money type of price has been gaining traction in all the countries. It's the only new vertical that is gaining traction in all the countries. So money actually, I would say, is tier one, but also the other tiers, because people like money. And because of this crisis of COVID, where people lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods, or they were forced to stay at home, money prices has been gaining quite a bit of traction. Now for tier two is Latam, Asia, those types of countries, developing countries that are growing in purchasing power in the last few years, has been one of the top verticals that has been gaining traction in in sweepstakes is traveling, especially free trips to Europe. Has been something that I've seen gaining traction in these verticals. And money, of course, money is always key. And then for tier two and three, like I was saying, money prices for these countries, because of the difficult situation that they find themselves in due to COVID, the the, the restrictions and staying at home, the lockdowns. Money has been something that has been gaining a lot of tractions. And one of the case studies that I will talk about later on, actually, the price is money in Emirates. But this is something that I will explore much more later. Now, what are the top countries that at least we in Mobidea have seen gaining traction? If we split by tiers, I would say that in tier one, English speaking countries and mainland Europe has been quite strong, especially with credit card flow, has been growing quite well recently. Of course, these countries, you can make quite a lot of money, but they require a bit more investment, and you need to know what you are doing in order to avoid losing money with testing, because the traffic here is expensive. But it's these are countries that do really good when it works, because the prices are high, the payouts are high, and you can make interesting amounts. Now, another type of country that we've been seeing quite a lot of success recently, and in the case of Mobidea, we actually had a contest last month of Ramadan. We even sent out some prizes on the mail to some of our top affiliates that reached their goals. Middle East and Arab speaking countries. So these countries have been growing very much in the past year and a half, I would say, especially in the sweepstakes vertical, because the people that live in these countries, the type of prizes that they enjoy is usually money or expensive electronics. And these countries, Arabic speaking countries, have been really good for in terms of results, and that the cost is not so good, is not so high, the cost of the traffic, but the prices are quite good, especially in oil economies like Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait. Those countries, their traffic is not as expensive as tier one, like in Europe, but because they are oil economies, the prices of the offers, the payouts, are still relatively high. So these countries, in the last year and a half, have been doing really good in this sweepstake vertical. And then finally, in all the tier three countries, I would say Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and Malaysia have been doing really good for us, these three countries, because there is big variety of offers, and the traffic, the payouts are usually small, but the traffic is also very cheap. So you can really optimize well the offers, because you can see a lot of conversions, and this allows you to optimize the offers relatively well. So these are the three different kinds of markets that we see that are doing really good in sweepstake vertical. Now let's talk about how to really work this vertical to your advantage. One of the things that Dasha spoke about earlier, and I would also like to emphasize, is the use of landing pages. What is a landing page? So a landing page is basically a middle page between the traffic, the website, and the final offer page. Now you might ask yourself, why would I put an extra step between the user and the final page? And an analogy that I like to use is a car, selling a car. You are basically selling a car to someone. It's a good analogy. When you want to sell a car, you don't give the price of the car to the person. First, you need to convince that he needs the car, and then you give him the price. And a landing page is the same logic. A landing page is a way for you to convince the user to finally accept the sale or accept submitting his information. So landing page is a way to entice the user to interact, to gamify this process. And the reason why this works is because of something called the sunk cost fallacy. A sunk cost fallacy, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's when people demonstrate a tendency to insist on something once an investment has been made. This is not just in business. This happens in your personal relationships, in work, in hobbies, etc. It's when you put effort and time in something, even if you want to stop. Sometimes people continue insisting on this. And sunk cost fallacy is one of the reasons why landing pages work really well, because the person has interacted with the page, and now at the end of the page, when you ask for the information, the person has a much more interactive mindset in her mind, and she will accept submitting the information of her own accord, and this gives you the conversion, the payout. So what type of interactions we see that work really well? Well, we see different kind of interactions that you can make the user do. The most popular one is the questions. You just make a small questionnaire where the person answers a couple of questions. You can ask the age. If you are targeting by country, you can ask which district the person is from. So basically, the person has to click 3 or 4 questions and then until the final page. And usually, this type of questionnaire landing page is allowed in all countries. Then you have the loot box. The loot box is basically you give 8 or 9 envelopes or boxes, and the person has 1 or 3 attempts to pick the right one. Of course, you will always give the prize to the attempt of the prize to the person at the last try, and this will make the person interested in continuing with the funnel of the offer. Now, loot boxes are more tricky because, for example, I was talking earlier that I am a gamer, right? One of the new things that gaming companies have started doing is they add loot boxes. But loot boxes is when you buy something and then you roll a dice to see if to see what you end up with, what you bought. This is close to gambling, okay? So you need to make sure that when you create a landing page that uses loot boxes, you need to make sure that the country allows this type of content in your landing page. For this, of course, you can ask your account manager, that is me, on the network for help, but it would be important for you to check this and really research this, because loot boxes are, I would say, the type of lending that works best, but there are restrictions and you need to be aware of them. And then finally, discount codes at the end works really well for some specific type of offers. For example, Dasha mentioned earlier an example of a page where you need to buy 2 things and then you get added to the contest. And this is a type of sweepstake where a discount code um, works. So these three types of landing interactions is the three types of interactions that you can make the user do in order for him to be more comfortable with the final interaction, which is giving the information to the advertiser. So yeah, a landing page that makes the user invested in the product always converts better. You need to make sure that the person doesn't just close the landing page after he opens it. And when you are running campaigns, it's really crucial that you have a good tracking software that allows you to see this. Because if you buy 1,000 clicks, but 90% or 95% of them just close the LP, the landing page, and doesn't even reach the final offer, this means that the population that you targeted does not like your landing page, and you are not getting people interested in the product. So a landing page that makes the person invested in the product usually converts much better. And finally, testimonials is also something that you can put at the end of your product, at the end of your landing page, to give some credibility and some reviews, some credibility to your landing page. Now, how do you create your landing pages, and how do you come up with this angle? I would say that it's crucial that you understand the tools that the market has. And the most important tool here is the spy tool. Any good media buyer will always use at least one spy tool. And the top guys that I manage usually have two or three different spy tools at the same time. Now, how many should you use? I would say if you are starting out, just one is enough. Okay, you don't need to go all out and spend tons of money on tools if you are just starting. But spy tools are really important for you to find out what type of landing pages are working in this vertical, in sweepstakes, and the type of prizes that you are promoting. Now, of course, most spy tools allow you to just copy the landing page and rip it, and you can directly implement it on your campaign. You can do this, there is nothing wrong with it because that's what spy tools are for. But you should start thinking the fact that if you are dependent on others to create your content, eventually they will not be here to assist you. So you will be dependent on the competition, and this competition will always be ahead of you because they are the ones creating the original content. So you should use the spy tools, you should see what the competition is doing, but more crucially, you should use it as a basis for your own angles and your own landing pages. Because if you create something that is unique and that is your own funnel, your own creativity, you are far ahead of the competition. Because even if they copy from you, and they will do it because they are also using spy tools, uh, once you stop using a landing page and you create another one, they are not ahead of you. You have some time where you have the best traffic and the best performance, and staying ahead of the competition is half of this work, because not every campaign lasts forever, and you need an edge on the competition in order to stay profitable more time than they are. Now let's talk about the case studies. I will present you guys two examples, two short but simple examples of what my affiliates are doing. These two screenshots are from our platform. So what you see here is something that you yourself can see if you work with us, because we have a statistics tool like this, which you can edit and toggle. The first case is a money prize in Emirates. And in this case, it's crucial to look at this and see that my affiliate has optimized his statistics by the OS. And like Dasha mentioned earlier, most of the traffic comes from iOS and comes from Android. Now, of course, This does not mean that you should cut the smaller devices if you know that this offer converts in these devices. In this example, this offer converts in all the devices relatively well, except for Chrome. So in this case, my affiliate cut Chrome OS and kept all the other operating systems. So this is one of the type of optimizations that you should be aware of when you are doing this type of offers. But it's not just operating system. There are other things that you can optimize, like the carrier. Some offers only allow specific carriers, and I will speak about this also later. Some offers only allow specific browsers. Some of them only allow specific type of traffic. So these types of things is something that you should be aware of when you set up the campaign. And then this brings me to the next example, which is the OS version. If you see the stats here, you can see 5 columns. I will focus on the last one for this example, which is the ECPM. ECPM in this context means how much revenue you are making per 1000 clicks. And you can see here that the versions above 8 of Android are the ones that are doing much better ECPM. So in this case, my affiliate, what he did was he cut everything that was 8 or below. So in the earlier, Dasha spoke about focusing on version 7 to 12. I agree with this. This usually those versions are the ones that convert the most. But after this initial setup, you really need to check your stats and see if you can cut a few more versions down to lower the cost and increase your ECPM. In this specific example, the offer converted really well between version 8 and 11. So he cut everything below 7 already when he set up the campaign. But after the initial setup, he also cut version 12 and version 7. And this allowed him to get good average ECPM and thus scale the campaign. Now let's talk about the common mistakes that I see as an account manager from my affiliates. First mistake is the tracking. I cannot tell you just how many times I see an affiliate who really wants to have success, but he doesn't have the tracking. It's important that you have a good tracking software. You have a lot of them in the market. We have a review blog post on Mobidea Academy. You should check it out on Mobidea Academy with the top tracking software. This software is absolutely crucial for you to be able to track what happens between the network, which is me, and the traffic source, which in this case can be RichAds. The statistics of both only Mobidea or only RichAds is not enough. You need a central location which you control, which is the tracking software that allows you to gather all the data from everywhere. And in this central location, you can manage the campaigns properly. So always test the tracking, always double check when you are creating a campaign if the tracking is properly set up. And of course, me as an AM and also the network, the traffic source, in this case can be RichAds, will help you with this because it's important for you to be able to have visibility on what you are promoting. Then the second mistake, and this is something that I see a lot, is not testing with enough budget and volumes. What I see is that a lot of affiliates think that this market is something that you just open an offer and you test and you have success right away. This is not so simple, and I will talk about the Pareto rule that all campaigns are under, which is the 80-20%. but I will explain this later on. Basically, what you need to be aware of is that for you to find a good offer, you need to test a lot of bad campaigns. And this is normal in this industry. It's normal that most of the campaigns that you test will not have success. But when you find a campaign that really works, then it really works. So it's really crucial that you test with enough budget, with relevant volumes, and a very big portfolio of offers. A lot of times, and this is the perspective of an affiliate manager, such as myself, I see affiliates testing with 10 or 20 clicks, and then they say the offer is not working. You need to test with more. You need to see if the offer with relevant amount of clicks is really working well or not. How much clicks, you are probably wondering, really depends on the geo. If it's tier 1, then it's less than tier 3, because of course the amount of money that you need to spend per click is much higher on tier 1, on European countries or English speaking countries. So the minimum amount will vary by tier, but you need to make sure that you are testing in enough volumes. Number 3, I repeat the same as Dasha, and this I also see several times, which is not using pre-lenders. If you do not use a pre-lender, I would say 90% of the times your campaign will just not work. And the reason why is, like I was explaining earlier with the analogy of the car. Think about it. You see an ad and you click on this ad, and the ad asks you right away, please give me your email. You would of course reject this, and you would close the window and move on. So you need something between the final page and the traffic on the website that prepares the user and makes the user more open to converting to the product. Now, why did I say 90% of the time? Well, if you see on the right side of the slide, some countries, on especially on tier 3, have a special kind of sweepstake, which is carrier billing. Now, what is carrier billing? Carrier billing is when the user subscribes to something just by clicking accept, and the information is shared directly between the carrier and the advertiser. In this case, you don't really need to convince the user to give up his personal information. So in this case, you can split test without pre-lending. But of course, this is like 5 or 10% of the market. Now, carrier billing, because like the name says, only works for specific carriers. So just one of the limitations for this is that if you are promoting sweepstakes of carrier billing, most of the time you can only promote this offer in a specific carrier. For example, we are based in Portugal. In Portugal, we have three big operators for mobile devices. It's Mel, Vodafone, and NOS. And a sweepstake of carrier billing will have higher CR, because me, as a Portuguese user, I just need to click accept, and a lot of people click accept without reading the conditions, and you get a sale. But this is only for a specific carrier. For example, myself, I am a client of Mail in my personal phone. If I see an ad for this, I would only be able to subscribe via Mail. Now, of course, this is very specific targeting and specific countries. And I would say that 90% of the time, the type of offers that we have and that are working in the market is submit of information, emails or a form or credit card. And in these cases, a landing page is absolutely crucial. So nonetheless, just for you guys to be aware that these offers exist, carrier billing, and their CR is usually higher, even though this type of offer is rare. Now, mistake number 4, it's also something that I see a lot from my affiliates, is the fact that payout is not everything. Please be aware that the payout is the price of the sale that you receive, okay? And an advertiser can decide to withhold sales if he wants. And this is why it's crucial that you test an offer even if the payout is less. And this is something that I will talk about a bit more on the next slide when it talks about the pro tips. But be aware, just for you guys to be aware, and this is a mistake that I see a lot, payout is not everything, okay? What matters is ECPM. But this is something that I will talk about more in the next slide. And finally, a common mistake is not managing your cash flow. In number one, I spoke about tracking. Tracking is important because you have a picture of what's converting or not. But this is just data, okay? What at the end of the day, you are running a business, you are running a company or a team, or even if you are just working alone, you are promoting these offers because you want to make money, right? So what happens sometimes is that you have a good offer, it's converting really good, you are doing a lot of profit, and you run out of money to invest in more traffic. So managing your cash flow is absolutely crucial. And for this, to picking the right network to work with is really important. You need a network that has a proven track record of paying the affiliates on time, but more than this, paying affiliates on a good schedule. So most of the networks in the industry pay monthly. This means that you get paid once a month after the conversions are confirmed. The top networks usually can pay weekly or bi-weekly. In the case of Mobidea, because we are one of the biggest networks, we can pay weekly for all affiliates, big and small. So managing your cash flow is absolutely crucial because if when you are bidding traffic, when you are buying traffic, you are competing against other people, right? So, and sometimes you can get an edge on the competition if the other person runs out of money before you do. Even if your ECPM is less, slightly less, let's say your ECPM is 10% less than the competition, just the fact that you are able to deploy more capital than the competition allows you to scale the campaign on a much more continuous basis. So managing your cash flow is absolutely essential. And for this, it's important to have good relation with both your traffic sources and also your account manager. Now let's talk about the pro tips. One of the things that I like to call the wine rule, wine, is that the good stuff is hidden. So in Portugal, for example, I'm Portuguese. In the north of the country, it's common for families to have bottles of wine, like a place to store wine in a basement. And we have a saying which is the good wine is always hidden. And you should think about this and remember this when you are working with networks. Most networks have thousands of offers, like 1,000, 2,000 offers, but they have top partners on both affiliate side and also advertiser side. And most of the time, they have some offers that are hidden to specific affiliates. Now, this is normal. You need to be aware of this. And based on this, you need to understand that this happens because the network is here to help the affiliates succeed. And these offers are hidden because the top guys have a proven track record to deliver good quality traffic and good volumes. So it's important for you to know this so that then I can talk to you about the next pro tip, which is the relationship. The most important thing that you can have with a network is not the offers that the network has, is the relationship. Because if you have a good relationship with your account manager, this guy will work for you behind the scenes. He will try to convince the top advertisers to work with you. He will try to convince the financial department to pay you even faster than the normal conditions. He will be your bodyguard inside the company. So having a good relationship with an account manager that you know is absolutely crucial because this guy is going to be your face inside the company. So it's important that you need to create win-win situations. For example, I'm an account manager. I have a lot of accounts, but of course, I have my top guys. I have my top 10, top 15 guys that deliver most of the revenue because they send quite a lot of traffic. And these guys, uh, I have a much bigger degree of trust than some guy that I just met last week. So each day we receive requests. Please give more payout. Please give more CR. Please, you have to understand that this type of request is something that every network, every affiliate manager receives. So he will not really pay much attention if you just say this and you don't give anything in return. It's absolutely crucial that you have a more transparent relationship with your account manager so that he can see that he will gain something from you and you will gain something from him if you work together. For example, let's say you have an offer that is profitable or it's break even and you need 10% more ECPM. Something that you can do is you can show him and speak with him and show him the stats from the tracker and tell him, look, I have this campaign, it's doing really good, but it's not yet profitable. If I have 10% or 20% more payout, I will be able to be profitable. And with this way, I can bring you more traffic. I can give you 2 times the traffic, 3 times the traffic. So can I please have a payout increase, or can you try to negotiate a payout increase for me? And then with this, he will of course be interested in helping you out. So it's absolutely crucial that you create relationship with account managers that is long term, that is proven to bring good results for both sides. So, for example, I have been working on with in this industry for 6 years, and I have some affiliates that I've known for 4 or 5 years. They are practically family already because when I meet with them face to face in events, they are practically almost family. So it's important that you create this relationship with your account managers so that they can be your defender inside the company. Now let's talk about the Pareto rule that I briefly mentioned earlier. I studied economics when I was in my younger days, and one of the more interesting things that we have in economics is the Pareto principle. What is the Pareto principle? The Pareto principle is a rule in economics that states that 80% of the rule of the results of your job comes from 20% of your effort. And this rule happens in all facets of life. If you check, I don't know, as an example, the division of wealth in a country, you will see usually it's 85% for the top 20. If you check income distribution is the same. And in marketing, in digital marketing is the same. This means that you have to be prepared to see 80% of your campaigns failing, okay? 80% of your campaigns failing is an absolutely normal statistic. However, 20% of the campaigns will be profitable. And these 20% will pay for all of the traffic that you spent and will also be your real profit. So this means that you need to test 100%. So this means that, like I was speaking in the beginning, you need to test as much as possible. You need to test new offers, you need to test new traffic sources, you need to test new landing pages, you need to test new countries, you need to test. Because when you are testing something, you are basically paying for data that you can then use a tracking software to check what is working, what is not. And based on this, you can then cut what is not working and really scale what is working. So be aware of this rule because I understand that it can be low morale or demoralizing to see a lot of campaigns failing, but this is normal in this industry. It's normal that you see much of it fail, but then 20% of it is really profitable. So it's important for you to test as much as possible in order to find that 20% of really good results. For example, as an account manager, I can guarantee you that 80% of the revenue that I manage of my portfolio come from 20% of my affiliates. So 20% of my affiliates generate 80% of my revenue. So of course, like I mentioned in the previous slide, I will focus on these guys because they are the ones who are doing really good results. So when you are creating your own campaigns, you need to be aware of this economics rule. Next, right setup. So we spoke about making sure that the tracking is working properly, and this is important, yes. But you also need to make sure that if the tracking is properly done, your own setup is also well done. So, for example, earlier I mentioned that Middle East is a top market for us in Mobidea for sweepstakes. Most of the languages in these countries of the devices are English or Arabic, which means that if you receive traffic where the browser language is, I don't know, Swahili or Kenyan or something like this traffic is usually not usually does not convert, okay, because the offer itself is in Arabic or English. And in these cases, most of the time you can save around 5%, 10%, depends on the traffic source, depends on traffic network. You can save around 5 or 10% already of ad spending with no effect on the revenue that you make. Now, 5 or 10% does not seem like a lot, but just think about it. What is the first rule that we spoke before? You need to test a lot. And if you can save 5 or 10% of your costs, you can make it's like a free test every 10 tests. So this adds up. So when you are looking for new offers, check if there is something at the setup level that you can already take advantage. Can be languages, can be browsers, can be the type of devices, can be the operating system. This is something that you need to ask your account manager on a network. This is me in the case of Mobidea, or you can ask, or you can check on the offer description. Most of the time, the offer description will say this offer allows all carriers and this and the entire country, but doesn't allow, but only allows Android. So then you know, okay, I will cut everything else. Or even just the languages. If you are promoting something in an African country, like for example Angola, let's say, or South Africa, usually English is okay and the local language, okay. In the other languages, normally you can just cut them out, and you will not see a drop on the revenue, but you will see a small drop on the costs, and this adds up more. Like I was saying, the payout is not everything. It's absolutely crucial that you test the same offer from different networks, okay? Because this industry, for the network side, you have uh, hundreds of different networks, and the same offer can have very different payout on the offer on the network side. For example, we have seen networks giving offers where the payout is higher than the advertiser payout, which doesn't make any sense. However, the CR is much lower. So, what does this mean for you when you are creating your campaigns and promoting your own campaigns? It's absolutely crucial that you test the same offer from different networks. Let's say you find an offer that the price is win 1,000 euro gift card, and you have this offer from network A or network B, and and network B has twice the payout. Now, what you should do is you should test both networks, because the first one with half of the payout might have twice the CR. Okay, so it's absolutely crucial that if the offer is the same, the landing page is the same, you need to test both networks, because for you what matters is not the payout or the conversion rate. What matters for you is the CPM, because you are buying clicks, you are buying traffic, so you know what is the average cost per click. So you need to maximize the average revenue per click, which means that Split testing is important because it will allow you to find the offer with the highest ECPM, the highest revenue per 1000 clicks. Okay, so this is why it's absolutely crucial that you split test, even if it's the same offer with different payouts from different networks. And now I would like to pass my word to Dasha, who will teach you how to set up campaigns on RichAds.
Thank you very much, Francisco, for all this information. You gave us a lot of information about landing pages, about creatives, and I think it will help our advertisers. So now I will share you my screen. Please let me know if everything is fine. Do you see it? I think yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay, I will show our account RichAds. Here you can see the campaigns that we can set up. And now I will show you the settings of campaign. First of all, we need to add the funds in our account. We have 3 plans. It is Rocky, Professional, and King. I kindly recommend you to use the King account because with this plan, the deposit here is $3,000 plus. But with this plan, you will have all options of our platform, and you can have the account manager who will fully manage your campaigns. You will save your time. He will fully optimize the campaigns. He will create the campaigns for you. And priority moderation. Professional account, it will be $500 plus. It will be also very good. You will also have the manager who will help you with whitelist, who will help you with campaigns, and will also help you with optimization. And Rocky, you can create a lot of campaigns, but you will do optimization on your side. So now I will show you the settings of campaign. I created it before. It will be campaign for sweeps for Italy. So now I will describe you all the settings and how it will help us to optimize the campaign and give and get the good results. We have 2 optimization strategy. It is target CPA and manual CPC. I will start with manual CPC because the settings in these campaigns are the same, but it can be more difficult to create manual CPC campaign. But I will also would like to tell you a little more about target CPA. Target CPA is a really good option, but you need to set up postback with us so we can see conversion on our site, and our system will optimize the campaigns for you. Our system will add a blacklist will add publishers and sites in blacklist, and will change microbidding. For this target CPA campaign, you need to have the CPA lower than $10, and it will be really good for sweeps. If you want to test 2 campaigns, 2 models, you can create 1 campaign for manual CPC and 1 campaign for target CPA. Today, I will start with manual CPC. We told you about creatives, so what creatives will be good. I really recommend to focus on icons because the icons will be visible with mobile devices. So you can really should work with them. It will be good to test at least 5 or in the range from 5 to 10 creatives, so you can understand which creatives works very well for you, and you can create the similar creatives like this. Okay, if you don't have any creatives, our managers will help you with it. You can ask them, and our designers will create them for you. It is our free option, and you can use it. Also, I really recommend to change them every 3 and 5 days to keep CTR high. It will be really good, and you will save good CTR, and the results will be still good in the campaign. Also, I can share that here you can load the pack of icons, and this will be pack for all verticals. So you can also check it, and it will be your targeting. Targeting, here I choose a targeting country, Italy, because my campaign, my offer is for Italy. We also have the targeting for regions and cities. We need it, for example, for some countries when in the different regions they have the different language, for example, in India. Device, mobile, tablet, and desktop. I will start with mobile device, but because it has really good results, we told you before, and today I will start with it. But desktop sometimes can also show good results, and you can test it in separate campaigns. We always make the separate campaigns because they have the different CPC. Impression, impression cap, and clicks cap. Mhm. I usually use one impression and one click per one day because with these settings you will have more unique users and it will be really good and you will not save your money on the users that saw your creatives before. Goal. Cost per click. Here you should choose the CPC. When we choose with you the country, we see the recommended CPC and top bid. Recommended CPC for Italy is 0.12 and 8, and top bid is this. I will start with the average bid because I don't know how this offer will work and I need to understand before I will um, put the high bid. So I will start with the average. I can also ask my account manager to understand the auction, and I will choose now 0.1. And CPA goal. Here I put the number that will that CPA goal that I want to get. It will be $3. Hmm. Budget. We can set up budget per day or unlimited budget. I choose the budget $60 per day because I really don't recommend to use unlimited budget as you don't know how the offer works. So it will be really better to have a limited budget, and then when you have a good CPA goal and when you want to scale, you can increase your budget and have more conversions. And here we have two options, ASAP and even. I choose ASAP. With ASAP, you will have the traffic cheaper in the auction because in some time any advertiser can stop his campaign and you can get the traffic cheaper in this moment. So ASAP will be really cheaper for you and it will be better to have traffic faster because you will see the full statistics for optimization. New subscribers only. New subscribers only. It is base of subscribers that see push notifications only the last 7 days. It is a really good base of traffic, but CPC is higher here because the base is new. If you want to test this base, you should create the separate campaign for it and test it. Today I will start with the main base because our main base is also very good. Then we told that Android 8, 9, 10, and 11 will be really good. So I will choose them. And then when my campaign will be live, I can check these statistics and we'll see which Androids didn't give me any results. And for example, um, if Android 9 will not give me any results, I will turn off it. Browser. Really good results shows the browser Chrome. It has really good results, so I can recommend to use it. You can also check, I will show you now, you can also check the volumes of browser. For example, here you can see that Chrome has 82% of traffic, so I will choose it. And browser language. I choose Italian. We also have career targeting, as Francisco mentioned before, that we can have the targeting for careers for some offers. We have targeting for web load, mainstream only, and I will tell you more about sources and the tools for optimization. It is really, really important. We have four groups of sources. It is premium, standard, remnant, and you. Premium group is really good. It has the highest conversion rate, and we usually recommend to start with it. I will show you. Mhm. There are sources that will be available for sweepstakes offers, but uh, please notice that I turn off subscriber list for iOS calendar. Today I want to test only push ads, push traffic. Whitelist and blocklist. Now I will start with the tool of optimization. In whitelist, we can put sites and publishers, and you will get traffic only from them. And blocklist. you will not get traffic from these sites and publishers. I recommend to use blacklist because with a blacklist your campaign will not burn out and it will live longer. With whitelist it will be good for the campaigns that um, can be live only 2 or 3 days. If you want to if you want to ask whitelist for your manager, you can ask the whitelist for subscriber list. It will be really better because you will have more traffic. And then create your first blacklist. And microbidding. I will show you how it works. In this case, in these rules, I decrease the CPC for subscriber list 80/20. Why I did it? This source gave me really expensive conversions, expensive CPA. That's why I decreased CPC for it. And in this case, it will be cheaper for me now. And another rule, 80/33, I increased CPC for only for this source. It will be only for these sources. And if I increase the CPC, it in case if I have cheaper conversions that I wanted. So I will scale this subscriber list. And we also have a really good tool. It is automated rules, our system, but it will be available only if you have postback. So I can't recommend to use postback because with the postback you can use all our tools for optimization. Our managers will help you with optimization too and will give you good advices. So with postback, it is really you will really have good results with us. Automated rules. In this case, I created two rules for publishers. The first rule will be for expensive conversion. I will blacklist publishers that have CPA more than $4.5. And in another case, another rule, I will blacklist publishers that have zero conversions and spend is more than $4.5. They will be blacklisted. Why it is good? Because you will not do it manually. Our system will do it for you. And we also have schedule. Some offers need schedule, and you can choose, for example, the hours that you need. But for sweepstakes offers, we usually don't use it. So you can start with it and start with optimization. That's why that I wanted to tell you about the campaign, how we can set up it. And now will be the most interactive part. It will be Q&A session. We have already picked some questions in the chat. Let me go through all of them and we will try to answer most of them. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, the first question. Are sweeps still actual? Is there a way to make any money on it? Yes, I can say that sweepstakes is really popular on our ad platform. It was popular 10 years ago and it is popular still. And but you should know the trends of this vertical. So we told you today that, for example, what landing pages you should use, that you should use per landing page. Francisco, we have the question for you. There were two questions, similar questions. What do you think about crypto sweeps? I will read the question. Are sweeps by anyhow connected to forex or crypto? For example, price is 1 BTC. I think it should be an awesome offer. What do you think about it?
Honestly, we don't see that many sweepstakes related to crypto. So, just to be honest, we don't see that many. Normally, because crypto is considered money, and in this case, you are promoting ads to, I would say, 90% or 99% of people who don't use crypto, but they use money. So if you, in this case, I would say it's more common to see money as the vertical and not so much crypto. At least we don't see it.
Okay, and what do you think about a gaming sweeps? Are these such offers? Do you have them?
Yes, yes, those work really well, especially if the gaming is like receiving Xbox or PlayStations
Mm,
or this type of stuff. This works well, especially in tier one countries. It works very well.
mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, we have what ad formats are good for sweeps in RichAds? In RichAds are good ordinary push notifications, in-page push notifications, and pop ads. Push ads and in-page push are really, really good. And with in-page push, you can also achieve iOS users. That's why it will be really cool to test to these formats. Okay, Francisco, SOI or DOI? Where can I earn more? What do you think?
SOI is always is 99% of the time better, but there is a reason why SOI is disappearing from the market, which is the fact that the conversion came even though the user had not confirmed the validation of the information. So again, think like a normal user. Like think of yourself as if you are the one seeing the ad. When you subscribe to a newsletter, let's say you subscribe to newsletter of RichAds or Mobidea Academy, you when you subscribe, you need to confirm the subscription. Why? Because Mobile Academy or RichAds wants to know, make sure that your email is a real email. So of course, single opt-in, you will make more money, but this type of flow is disappearing from the market because you need to think about it from the perspective of the advertiser. The advertiser is paying you to give them leads so that they can then contact and make money out of. If you give them leads that are worthless, they will just not want to work with you anymore. So single opt-in, you will make more money, yes, but it's disappearing from the market. And if you want to really make it in this business, you need to do what Dasha said before, which is you need to follow the trends and you need to adapt to the new realities of the market. You are muted. Dasha, you are muted. You are currently muted. She will rejoin us in 1 minute. Some Yeah, while we wait for Dasha to come back, just to add a bit more on the previous answer, if we find single opt-in offers, we normally add them. But it's like I was saying to the person who asked about this, you need to see where the market is going and adapt because this is a very dynamic industry, very dynamic type of production and type of economy. So you need to be able to adapt to this new reality. I know it's tough, but it is like that. An advertiser is paying for quality leads, and if you are able to adapt where others are not, you will make much more money than the competition. And now Dasha is back.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
really sorry. Do you
it's
hear me
okay.
now?
Yes,
Cool.
okay,
I'm
go
really,
on.
really sorry. Okay, the next question. Why is push ads the best format for sweepstakes now? Uh, from my side, I can say that 1 minute, please. From my side, I can say that push notifications are really good because they look like notification from the messenger, and the viewer will see it. And you can use really good icons, and he will really click it and do conversion. What do you think about it, Francisco?
Yes, so let's think about the presentation with the four types of traffic. I would say that with the four types, the highest quality is social media. But social media has quite a lot of restrictions, and if your account is blocked, it's over. And push has just the right amount of quality versus cost that really allows you to do more volumes and more profitability, which is what matters. You are in this business to be profitable, and the quality, like Adash was saying, is quite good if you are able to create, if you are creative with your creatives, if you are creative with the icons, if you have a good landing page, if you are someone who brings something fresh to the user and just doesn't copy what the other people are doing with the spy tool, then you are able to do something that works really well, and people will actually see the notification on their phone, and they will not just disable it, they will actually open it with the finger and see what you have. And this is something that push ads brings to the table that we didn't have like 3 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago.
Mhm.
That's it.
Thank you. Thanks a million. Okay. Do you accept capitalist for payment? Yes, to accept it, you can add funds with a credit card, with a capitalist, with a bank transfer. Yes, this we accept it. Okay. Uh, Francisco, what should be done when checking an offer? Maybe, yeah, is it possible that the payout is low, but the offer converts really, really well?
Yes, yes. So this is one of the things I mentioned earlier. It's common in this industry. So when you are an account manager, let me give you an example. So Mobidea has 150,000 accounts restaurant. Actually, now it's more. You can see the amount of people who just ask us for more payout every day, but they don't bring anything fresh to the table. And it's common in this industry that people just increase you the payout, but then they lower your CR and nothing changes. And this brings me to the topic, to the slide that I showed, where it says you need to test all the networks. It is very much possible that you will have better performance with an offer that has lower payout than a higher payout, because the CR is higher. So at the end of the day, what really matters for you is not only the payout or only the CR, but the CPM. You need to make sure that the CPM, the revenue per click, is high. This is what matters. So when a network sells you, look, we have the highest payouts in the industry, etc., you should be skeptical about this, because what really matters for you on your perspective is to be profitable with the traffic that you buy. And this is based, and this is done by comparing how much you pay per click and how much you receive per click. And this is what matters. So yes, it's possible to make an offer with lower payout work really well. So actually, one of the case studies that I had in the presentation, the one in Egypt, the payout is a non-billable offer. A non-billable offer means the person doesn't have to have money in his SIM card to count as a conversion. So the person clicks accept. She doesn't have the money in the SIM card, but it still counts as a conversion. So the payout for this offer is actually a third of the average of the market, but the CR is like 4 times the the average of the market. So even though you get 30% on the price, you are getting 4 times the CR or 3 times the CR. So you actually make more money. So you need to understand this. You need to check the data and track it and really make sure that what you are getting good results is on the CPM side, not the payout or just the CR.
All right. Let's continue our questions. We have not similar questions, but I think that we can answer them too. How much money can I make in sweepstakes, and how many money can I lose on mistakes? From a point of view, as Francisco said, if you find a good offer, first of all you need to test the campaigns, because one campaign can be not successful, but if you find really good offers that will really good works mm, with the country will you choose, it will give you really good results. From our side, our managers will share with you statistics which geos are really good working with us now, and you can ask, for example, Francisco about what offers they have for this country. We will help you with optimization, and when you will find this offer, it will be you can earn a lot of money when you scale this campaign, if it is successful. We will do our best to help you with it. And how many money can you lose on mistakes? I mentioned it before. First of all, you need to optimize your campaign before you scale it. That's why you need to use the limited budget for it and use all optimization tools that we have on our platform. That's why prospect is so important thing. And when we see information on our side, our managers will do all the best to help you to achieve the best results and to save your money. What, Francisco, do you think about these questions?
So in terms of potential, I mean, the potential is huge because there's like 7 billion people in the world. So if you find something that works, what you need to do is just insert money in the traffic and watch it grow. So the potential is there. Now, what you need to be careful is on the cost side, because you need to create your own system. And by system, I don't mean IT or tech. I mean like management, your own mindset, or a set of rules, let's say, for yourself about how to manage your campaigns. You need to decide, okay, how much will I spend per campaign until I decide to stop or optimize? How much will I optimize each time? Because a lot of people, for example, make the mistake of just spending money and spending and insisting, and other people don't optimize. So you need to have your own rules and your own ethic, work ethic about how to proceed, because the potential is really big, especially in tier 3 countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, those countries with huge volumes. If you have a good offer, there's thousands, tens of thousands of sales of 10, 20 cents each one per day. So there is potential there, but you need to test and know how to test, and you need to know when you have to be comfortable with losses. Like you have to be comfortable with testing an offer. $50 didn't work. Another offer, $50 didn't work. You need to be comfortable with this, because if you have a good system, a good set of rules, when you finally find something that works, then you can think, okay, I spent $50. It's break even or just below break even. I will start to optimize, and then you optimize it, and then you scale it. And after you scale it, you make the money that you spent in all the other campaigns, and you make the profit for your livelihood.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next question. How to optimize a sweepstakes campaign on POPs? We have the same tool for optimization on POPs, as I told you with the push campaign. So the tools are the same. It will be white and blacklist, micro bidding, and automated rules. You can use all these tools, and you will really can faster achieve your goal. And we will help you with it. Okay. Um, 1 minute. Francisco, can you please tell me if the PSP5 converted well in sweepstakes? And I also saw the question, what is better, iPhone or PSP5?
Sorry, can you repeat?
What is a better, gaming console or iPhone in sweepstakes now?
Why not split test?
I think the same. Good
So
answer.
I cannot tell you because you need to split test. I mean, it's true that iPhones are saturated, but sometimes you still have something that works. So split test both of them with the same traffic. You need to make sure that when you are split testing, the settings of the campaigns are the same, because when you are testing, you are buying data. So you need to make sure that you create campaigns that are exactly the same in the beginning. And then you see which one is better.
Yeah,
Maybe the iPhone is better, even though iPhone is saturated. I don't know. So my reply for you is go test.
yeah, it is a really good answer because first of
It's
all, you need to find the country, you need to find the
yeah,
creatives will
yeah,
be good for
yeah.
you. You need to test.
You need to understand that you are buying data. You are not, when you test, you are not testing to make money. That doesn't exist. You are testing because you are buying data for your tracker. So after you have the data, then you can decide which one is better. And sometimes you see surprises. Sometimes, like for example, sometimes I see the really, I don't know, really bad creatives are the ones that convert 2 or 3 times better than really professional made creatives. And me on my side, I see this and I think this doesn't make any sense. Who would click on this and open this ad and subscribe? But it works. So yeah, you need to follow what the market is doing, and you know what the market is doing by testing. So test.
Yeah, I really agree with you. Okay, and Francisco, what are the payout on sweeps these days? Maybe you can share us information for tier one to tier two and three.
It really depends on the type of information that the advertiser is asking. It depends on the country. So, for example, the case study that I spoke about in Egypt, it was a non-billable offer in Egypt of iPhone 12. The payout there was 18 or 20 cents, but the CR was much higher because it's a non-billable offer. So in this case, it can be twice or more if it's a normal sweepstakes. In tier one, we see payouts from 2.5 euros to 5 euros. So I cannot really give you this information in terms of what's the normal payout, because I've also seen the same offer with really different payouts in competitors. So let's say Mobidea has an offer with 3 euros payout. I've seen the same offer because, of course, we have competitors, so we need to check what the competition is doing. And we see the same offer with €1 payout on one side and €6 payout on the other side. And now you might think that the one with 6 is better. I don't know, maybe the one with €1 is actually better because it converts 8 times better. So I cannot really tell you what's the average payout right now because it depends on the price. It really depends on the type of information. It depends on the advertisers because we have some advertisers that the payout is less, but the CR is super good. It depends on the flow because if the person has to submit more information, not just the email, then the payout is usually higher. So it's the same answer as the previous guy. You need to check what are the top 3 or 4 offers and then test. And don't think that the payout has to be similar on these 3 or 4 offers. You need to test even if the offers look very different, because this is how you find the gold mines. You need to test very different offers and then find which one works best.
All right. Yeah, all right. And the next question, will I be able to work with sweeps through direct links without a pre-lender? Yeah, you are able, but we really recommend you to use pre-landing page. It is really necessary for sweeps. And Francisco really gave us a good example with the car. Yeah, you really need to use pre-landing page, and it really has success in this case. Okay. Mm.
Can I say something about this?
Yeah, sure. Please tell your opinion.
I agree with you, but except for 10% of the cases where the flow of the offer is carrier billing. Carrier billing is when the user opens the ad and he only sees accept, and he only has to accept to click accept, because then the information is directly shared between the carrier and the advertiser. So in these cases, because the only step that the user has to do is accept, and a lot of people just install things or they just accept without reading. So in these cases, the CR is much higher. And in these specific cases, you should split test between no landing page or with landing page. But 90% of the sweepstake market is not carrier billing, and in those cases you need a landing page.
Mhm. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we also have the question for you. How can I test with Mobidea Smart Link? Do you have this one?
Yes, so here there is two ways you can use our smart link. For the first one, you can create a campaign with creatives that are either sweepstakes or gaming or cooking or fitness, so more mainstream. Because smart links have very different offers inside them, you need to use more uh, generic creatives. Of course, if you are interested in running sweepstakes, personally, I would suggest that you just run the offer directly, because normally you target specific countries and the offers of sweepstakes accept all the traffic of the specific country. So between SmartLink and sweepstakes, I would actually suggest asking if there is a sweepstake offer specific for the country, because then you can create something like a landing page that is specific to this price. Now, one thing that you can do, and this is not only for sweeps but for all media buying, is that sometimes you have some traffic that is mistargeted or redirected or overcapping, whatever, like 5-10% of the traffic that is not used even though you received it. This type of traffic, you can redirect it to the smart link and make some extra money for free. Usually with the tracker you can do this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is true. Okay, the next question. Is $100 is enough for testing a sweep offer? From my side, I can say that it depends on the geo and on the offer that you would like to test, because CPA and payouts are different here. For example, if you would like to test the offer with CPA goal $20, it will be not enough to test this offer with us. I really recommend to test at least 20 conversions to understand how your offer works, because you need to test all subscriber list. You need to do your first optimization. That's why it really depends on country and on offer from my side. What do you think about this, Francisco?
Yes, I agree. It really depends on the price of the CPA and the price of the traffic, because $100 for a credit card offer, for example, of sweeps, it's not enough. You need much more. But if it's a sweepstake offer in a tier three country where each sale is much less, then yes. So I would actually use the same method that you were suggesting, which is define a certain amount of sales that you need in order to have enough data to then decide if you want to optimize or not. So, for example, let's say you need I need 30 sales. Once I reach 30 sales, I will stop. Of course, you need to define a maximum amount. So if the price of the offer is small, then usually $50, $100 is enough in a small price country. But if it's I don't know, Germany or France, it's not enough. Sorry. I mean, you need more money because the prices there are just more expensive, and you need data. You are buying data.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, thanks, Emilian. Okay, we discussed that in Mobidea you have iGaming offers, iGaming sweeps. Can you tell us maybe what offers do you have, or it is private information now?
It's not private information. I
Okay,
mean,
can you
I
share
want
with
them
us,
to be.
please?
I want them to. That's a strange question. I want them to be public. I mean, we have we have all kinds of prizes in sweepstakes. Right now, money is doing really good, and in terms of games, usually like TVs and the PlayStations and Xboxes are doing good, especially in English, like US and England is doing good. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why we would make them private. We want them public for you guys to test.
Uh, Thanks, Emilian. Okay, and let's check. Maybe it will be today our last question, but I think that we will send the answers for all your questions in the email that we will send you tomorrow, because we really have a lot of interesting questions with you. So I think we will do in this way. So let's check our last question for today. Mm, what are the best prizes we can raffle in tier 1 countries? In our platform, really good working money and mm, gaming consoles too, and gift cards. It is from outside. It is really good working in tier 1. iPhones, maybe now they're not very popular. They were very popular maybe 1 year ago, but it will be really good to test maybe discounts for a phone or something like this. What do you think, Francisco, for this question?
Yeah, it's the same. Money is doing really good right now. Money is money. By money, I mean directly cash or gift cards. Although directly cash has been gaining much more traction in terms of volumes. And then gaming, yeah, it's what was discussed in the presentation earlier.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you, Francisco, for all your answers. It was, and for your speech. It was really, really interesting and really useful, and for me and for our advertisers. So we have a lot of interesting questions in our chat. So we will answer them lately. We will prepare an article with all answers and send them in the email blast. I hope we will do it tomorrow. Before we finish, I would like to announce bonuses. RichAds gives a special bonus only for webinar viewers, a 10% bonus to the first deposit to all new advertisers at RichAds that will register after that webinar. Use the promo code SWEEP2022. And you can get 50% more payout until end of the month if you are a new affiliate at Mobidea. Reach out to us and we will apply the extra payout 20% off in Mobidea Spy tool. Use the discount code RICH20. Don't worry if you didn't write down or make screenshots of the emails and so on. We will send you all the information and contacts with the webinar recording tomorrow. Please check your email. We are always welcome to answer your questions. So many thanks again for being with us today. We plan our next webinar on the 16th of June. We are going to talk about spy tools with guys from Perplexity. Get all the latest updates about our webinars from our Telegram channel. Find the link in the chat. Subscribe to our YouTube channel below and click the bell icon not to miss new videos. Waiting for you at our next webinar. Bye bye and see you next time. Bye bye.